Good morning, students. So in the last class we are finished the third module, right? And in third module we have seen the different types of flip-flops, latches, the different difference between them, and what are the problems with the latches as well as the flip-flops, and how to overcome those problems, right? And we have also seen different types of shift registers, and what are the different operations with those shift registers. So in this module, in today's class, we are starting with the fourth module, that is design of synchronous counters. Design of synchronous counters, right? So in the last module, that is third module, we have also seen the ready-made circuits of certain counters, right? So in today's class we will, or in this module, we will discuss how to design those synchronous counters, right? So instead of some basics, right? So directly we will jump to the design of these synchronous counters, and we will discuss the design of different counters using 4 different flip-flops. Okay, so in today's class we will discuss two counter design using D flip-flop, right? So first we will see design of mod 4 counter using D flip-flop, right? So in the design he has asked design of mod 4 counter using D flip-flop, right? So we have already dealt with this mod 4 counter, right? So in the third module, right? So mod 4, what it tells, it is a shortcut of modulus 4 counter. That means this counter has a total 4 states. It will be having total 4 states, and these 4 states are always represented in the form of power of 2, right? So 4 can be written as 2 raised to 2, right? So before we design, we need to decide how many flip-flops we require for this particular counter design, right? So that can be decided by writing that count value, that or state value in terms of power of 2, right? So if I write the state value, which is 4, or the count value, which is 4, in terms of power of 2, we can write it as a 2 raised to 2, and the power gives you the number of flip-flops. So here power is 2, so means we require 2 flip-flops to design this particular counter, right? So let us say if I tell you to design mod 6 counter, but 6 is not a power of 2, but I should write I should include all 6 states. To include all 6 states, how many flip-flops we require? If let us say if I use 2 flip-flops, if I use 2 flip-flops, then I can cover only 4 states, but 6 is greater than 4. So in that case I need total 3 flip-flops, one extra flip-flop I need to cover 6 different states. Okay, even though it is not a power of 2, you should first you are going to write that value or identify that value between two different power of 2 values. Let us say 6 lies between 4 and 8, and 4 and 8 are the power of 2 values, right? So 6 is greater than 4 and it is less than 8, right? So here I cannot use 2 flip-flops. If I use 2 flip-flops, I can cover only 4 states, but I need to cover total 6 states. So I need one extra flip-flop to cover 2 more states here, right? So for, right now we will not worry about this. So first we will take a simple example of design of this mod 4 counter using simple flip-flop, which is D flip-flop. Okay, so let us start with this design. So first what you need to write here, you need to write the 3 tables. The first table is truth table of D flip-flop, which is very simple, which you have already discussed in the third module. Okay, the D actually it is this is the truth table of D flip flop, right? So this, with this two table, we are going to generate one more table, right? So because the other two tables, right? So I already said you need to write a 3 tables before we see the actual design, right? So other two tables are going to depend on this truth table. Okay, truth table of D flip flop. Since D is 0, output follows input. If D is 0, output is equal to 0 and its complement is equal to 1. If D is 1, Q is equal to 1 and Q bar is equal to 0, right? This is truth table of D flip flop. With this truth table, I am going to generate the second table, which is called the application table of D flip flop, right? For application table, we are going to write the normal input. We are going to take the normal input and the previous state or a previous previous value of the flip flop, right? And with these two inputs, we are going to decide the next state, right? So this table we wrote when we are generating the characteristic equation of different flip flops, right? So here D and Q will act as two inputs and Q plus will act as output. So this Q plus is also called as next state, and D is a normal state, normal value, normal input. Q is a previous state. Q is previous state. Since I have two inputs, I can write total 4 combinations: 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1, right? So now we are going to generate the next state value, right? So 0 0, since D is 0, whatever may be the previous value, next state value is going to remain 0. Since D is again 0, here previous value is 1, right? Irrespective of this previous value, next state value is going to remain 0, right? Similarly, for these two combinations, D is 1, so Q plus is going to remain 1 for both the previous values, that is either 0 or 1. Next, with this application table, next we are going to generate the excitation table. So what is excitation table? In excitation table, we are going to write the previous state values and the next state values, and depending on those previous state and next state values, we are going to decide the values of inputs, right? So here in excitation table, we will be having two sets of values. One set is previous state values, second set is next state values. So these two sets will act as input to decide the values of the inputs of D flip flops, right? So how many flip flops we need? Because we are designing mod 4 counter. We are designing a mod 4 counter, right? So for mod 4, we require total 2 flip flops, because 4 is equal to 2 raised to 2. The power gives you the number of flip flops, right? So 2 flip flops, 2 D flip flops we are going to use. So we need 2 inputs, that is D2 and D1, right? So output of D2 are Q2 and Q2 bar, D1 are Q1 and Q1 bar. So this Q2 and Q1 will act as a previous state values, and Q2 plus Q1 plus will act as a next state values. These two set of values are going to act as inputs to decide the values of D2 and D1, right? So in this excitation table, we are going to write in we are going to take the previous values and next state values, Q2 plus and Q1 plus. Then with these two sets of values, we are going to decide the values of D1 and D2, right? So next two outputs are D2 and D1, right? So these are inputs. These are inputs Q2 and Q1. Q2 plus and Q1 plus are also act as inputs, and D2 and D1 will act as output, right? So now, how to fill this table? So we have total 4 states. The states will start from 0 0 until and unless it is mentioned in the question, right? So let us say one more. Let us treat one more example. So sometimes they will give the state table, where state table will be having the count values, right? So if this is a, sorry, not state table, state diagram. Okay, so in this state diagram they will mention the state values, right? So here let the question contains this one. That means the state values are going to start from 1. After 1 it should show next as 3, after 3 5, after 5 7, again after 7 again it has to come back to the original state, that is 1. Okay, so if this is the case, then the case values or the state values need to change, need to start from 1, right? So otherwise, until and unless this is mentioned in the question, the state values are going to start from 0. That means Q2 and Q1 initially they are going to be having the 0 value, 0 0, right? Since I have two inputs I can write 4 combinations, 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1, right? So this is mod 4 counter. You just count the number, values, start from 1, right? This is 2, this is 3, this is 4. These are the count values, actual count values. Hence it is called mod 4 counter. The mod 4 counter has a total 4 state values. Okay, now after 0 0, or if I draw a state diagram for this, initial state is equal to 0. After 0, what is the next state? It is equal to 1. So what are Q2 and Q1 plus? These are the next state values, right? So after 0, what should be my next state? Is equal to 1. So what is binary equivalent of 1? It is equal to 0 1. After 1, what is my next state? It is equal to 2. After 1, this is 1. After 1, my next state is 1 0, that is 2. After 2, next state is 3. After 2, next state is 3. 3 in binary is 1 1. After 3 again, we will be having 0. That means after 3, the last state will be equal to 0 0, right? So this is the state diagram of this mod 4 counter, and this is the application table. Now we need to decide the values of D2 and D1. So these two columns are filled by referring the application table of D flip-flop, right? So now you see here, Q is equal to 0, Q plus is equal to 0. Just identify where Q2. So here I have two sets of Qs. One is Q and one is Q plus, right? So just mark them and fill those D2 and D1 columns based on the application table, right? So here Q is 0. So here what I am referring here, I am referring, instead of Q, I am referring Q2, right? So Q2, I must see Q2 and Q2 plus. So both are 0 0, both are 0 0. What is the value of D here in the application table? It is equal to 0. So that will be the value of D2, because D2, the outputs are Q2 and Q2 plus, which is previous state output and next state output, right? Next, Q2 is 0, Q2 plus is 1. Q2 is 0 here, Q2 is 0, Q is 0 and Q plus is 1. That means when Q is 0, Q plus is 1, D value is equal to 1. That means D2 is equal to 1. Next, here it is 1, Q2 is 1, Q2 plus is 1, where Q is 1, Q is 1 and Q plus is also 1. What is the value of D? Is 1, right? Next, and the last value, that is Q2 is 1 and Q2 plus is 0. Q2 plus is 0. Where is it? Q is equal to 1. Q is equal to 1 and Q plus is equal to 0. That means D value is equal to 0, right? Similarly, you are going to fill the last column, that is D1 column, right? So how to fill now? For D1, I must see Q1 and Q1 plus, 0 1. So let me write here that application table in one more form, right? So what I'll write here, I'll write Q and Q plus, then I'll write the value of D. It will be very simple. Later you can refer this table. This is the application table itself, but in what you can say, in an easy format. right? So this table can be referred very easily to fill the values of D2 and D1 here, right? So what is Q? Q is equal to 0 here, Q plus is equal to 0. What is the value of D? It is 1. Q is 0 here, Q is 0, Q plus is 1. What is value of D? It is 1. 1 0, 1 0, D value is 0, and the last one 1 1, 1 1, D value is 1. Now you refer this table to fill the value of D2 and D1, right? So D2 I already filled, you just fill D1. So what is D1 here? You have to refer the values of Q1 and Q1 plus. Q1 is 0, Q1 plus is 1, so 0 1, this is 0 1, D value is 1. Next Q1 is 1, Q1 plus is 0, Q is 1, Q1 plus is 0, output is 1. Next 0 1, again 1 1 0 1, sorry 0, right? So now I have to write the K map for D2 and D1, and the inputs will be equal to Q2 and Q1, right? So we need to write two K maps, we need to draw two K maps to get the equations for D2 and D1. So let me write the values for Q2 and Q1. It is excitation table itself, right? But I am writing only the part of excitation table, right? So 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1, right? D2 is 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 0, 0, this is 0 1 1 0, 0 1 1 0, and this is 1 0 1 0, right? So now I have to put a K map for D2 and D1. If you obtain the Boolean expression for D2 and D1, that will be the last step of this design. Okay, since I have only two inputs, Q2 and Q1, that will act as input for this design, this K map. 0 1 0 1, for 0 0 D2 is 0, then 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0, right? So I cannot group cannot put both the ones in one group, so I need to group them individually. So what is the expression for D2 now? It is Q2 bar Q1 plus Q2 Q1 bar, Q2 bar Q1 Q2 Q1 bar, which is equal to Q2 XOR Q1. Similarly, we need to put one more K map for D1. Now inputs are Q2 and Q1 same, 0 1 1 0, sorry 0 1 1 0 1 0, right? Group them. What is expression for D1? It is Q1 bar. So now I need to draw two K maps, sorry, two flip-flops, right? So first one I'll take it as take it for MSB, next one is LSB. So which is MSB here? Q2 is MSB, Q1 is LSB. So what is the input for Q2 is D2, and what is the input for Q1? It is D1, right? So Q1. Okay, I have two outputs, Q2 bar and Q1 bar, and Q2 bar, Q1 and Q1 bar. So what is D2 here according to this Boolean expression? What is D2? Q2 XOR Q1. So take Q2, XOR it with Q1, and that output is Q1 to D2, right? And what is the expression for D1? It is Q1 bar. Q1 bar is readily available, no need to use the inverter, directly I can connect Q1 bar to D1, right? So now this is the final design. Along with this you need to connect, I need to make it synchronous mod 4 counter. No, synchronous means all the control signals of all the flip-flops are shorted and connected to a common signal called clock, right? So this is your final circuit of mod 4 counter using D flip-flops, right? So let me analyze this in the next slide.